Comfort is killing you. Right now, as you sit there scrolling through your phone, sipping your coffee, or lying in your bed, a silent killer is creeping into your life. It doesn't scream. It doesn't break things or make you notice it immediately. But make no mistake, comfort is the slow poison that robs you of your potential. Every second you choose ease over challenge, every time you settle instead of pushing, you are dying a little inside. And I don't mean physically. I mean in the only way that truly matters: your growth, your success, and your freedom. People talk about being trapped, about being stuck in life, but the real trap is not outside you. The real trap is your own willingness to accept mediocrity because it feels safe. You think success is about luck or talent. Wrong. Success is about the willingness to be uncomfortable, to endure what others won't, to step into the fire while everyone else is hiding in the shadows. Comfort is the opposite of that. Comfort is Netflix instead of the gym. Comfort is scrolling instead of learning. Comfort is believing you are okay where you are when deep down you know you could be unstoppable if you just chose the hard path. Hard paths are scary, sure. They require discipline. They require mental toughness. They require taking risks that might end in failure. But here's the truth. Failure is temporary. Staying comfortable is permanent. One choice is painful in the moment but grows you. The other is painless but kills your future. Think about your day-to-day life. How often do you take the easy route instead of the necessary route? How often do you tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, or it's too much effort today, or I'm fine as I am? Every time you lie to yourself, every time you give in to the temptation of comfort, you are reinforcing weakness. You are training your mind and body to settle for less. And the world does not reward the weak. The world does not care that you were tired or that it was inconvenient. Success, wealth, power, these are not given. They are claimed. And they are claimed by people who consistently choose struggle over ease, action over laziness, and growth over comfort. Here's the irony. Comfort feels good now, but it feels terrible in the long run. Every time you skip a workout, every time you avoid a difficult conversation, every time you settle for the minimum, you are building a life of regret. You are building a life where you will look back and see all the potential you wasted because you chose ease. You think that comfortable life is safe? It isn't. Comfortable life is death. It's a slow, quiet death that creeps in and leaves you wondering, why didn't I achieve more? Why didn't I push harder? That is the real tragedy. Not that life is hard, but that you allowed your own unwillingness to face difficulty to chain you down. The first step to breaking free is awareness. You have to see comfort for what it truly is, a disguised enemy. It whispers to you constantly, telling you that you are fine, that you are enough, that you don't need more. It uses fear to manipulate you, convincing you that struggle is bad, pain is unnecessary, and sacrifice is optional. But the people who rise above, the people who dominate life, do the opposite. They seek discomfort like a weapon. They go to the gym when their body says no. They speak the truth when lying is easier. They invest time, energy, and money into learning and growing when watching TV or scrolling online would be the comfortable choice. Think about the people you admire. Do you think they got there by staying in their comfort zones? No. Every single one of them, in their own way, embraced pain, risk, and struggle. They understood that comfort is a trap. They knew that the easy road leads to stagnation, boredom, and failure, and they acted. That is the difference between mediocrity and greatness. Action in the face of discomfort. Action when everyone else is quitting. Action when the mind screams, rest. That is the difference between a life that fades away quietly and a life that leaves a legacy. Here's another brutal truth. The longer you stay comfortable, the harder it will be to escape. Habits are built over time, and comfort is addictive. Your brain will trick you into thinking you are satisfied. It will settle, and when it settles, it begins to rot. Motivation fades, ambition fades, drive fades. You start blaming the world for your situation instead of realizing it's your choices that got you there. Comfort chains you to mediocrity, and the chains are invisible. No one sees them, no one hears them, but they are there, heavier with every passing day, and yet the solution is simple. It's not complicated, but it requires courage. Step into the discomfort. Do the things you are avoiding. Confront the fears that you've been hiding from. Wake up early. Train your body. Challenge your mind. Push yourself when no one is watching. Stop accepting excuses. Stop chasing validation. Stop prioritizing short-term pleasure over long-term results. Every time you choose discomfort, Every time you fight through pain and uncertainty, you grow stronger, sharper, and closer to the life you were meant to live. Make no mistake, comfort is easy. Anyone can choose it. But greatness is not easy. Wealth is not easy. Freedom is not easy. Everything worthwhile requires struggle, and struggle is uncomfortable. But if you want to dominate life, if you want to leave a mark, if you want to achieve levels of success that others only dream about, you must get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's the paradox of life. Pain builds power, discomfort builds freedom, and struggle builds legacy. So today, I want you to make a decision. No excuses, no delays. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I letting comfort kill me, or am I going to fight for the life I deserve? Because if you keep choosing ease, if you keep settling for the moment instead of the future, comfort will win, and you will wake up one day wondering where all your potential went. But if you choose to fight, if you choose to embrace pain, discipline, and challenge, you will rise. You will become unstoppable. You will build a life so powerful, so extraordinary, that comfort will have no place in it at all. Remember, comfort is not your friend. Comfort is a silent killer. It creeps in, it whispers lies, it robs you of your future. Fight it every day. Fight it with action, with sacrifice, with relentless focus, and one day you will look back and thank yourself because you chose discomfort when it mattered most. You chose to live when others chose to settle. And that, my friend, is the only way to truly win. Embrace pain, crush comfort. Say it with me. It's not just a phrase, it's a lifestyle. It's a mindset that separates the average from the extraordinary. The truth is, life doesn't reward people who play it safe. Life doesn't hand out success to those who take the soft route, who settle for what's easy, who hide behind excuses. Comfort is a silent assassin. It doesn't scream. It doesn't hit you in the face. It creeps into your mind, into your daily habits, and into your very being. Every time you choose ease over challenge, you are training yourself to fail. Every time you avoid pain, every time you skip the hard work, every time you convince yourself that it's fine, I'll do it tomorrow, you are letting comfort win. And comfort always kills potential. Let's get one thing straight. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is the vehicle that drives you forward, that forces you to grow, that separates winners from losers. People think pain is bad, that struggle is something to avoid. Wrong. Pain is truth. Pain is proof that you are alive, that you are pushing boundaries, that you are moving in the right direction. If you are not feeling pain, you are not growing. If you are not uncomfortable, you are not challenging yourself. If you are not struggling, you are stagnating. Comfort, on the other hand, feels safe. It feels good in the short term, but that feeling is a lie. That warmth, that ease is a cage, and every time you step into it willingly, you are chaining yourself to mediocrity. Think about your day-to-day life. How often do you take shortcuts? How often do you choose convenience over effort? Skipping workouts, avoiding hard conversations, putting off that project you know could change your life, wasting hours scrolling through social media. All of these are moments where comfort kills. You might not notice it immediately, but over time, those small choices compound. That's the insidious thing about comfort. It doesn't feel deadly, but its effect is catastrophic. It robs you of ambition. It robs you of drive. It robs you of the fire that could make you unstoppable. Pain, in contrast, is a sign that you are alive, that you are on the battlefield while others hide in their safe little worlds. Pain is growth in disguise. Pain is your teacher. Pain is your weapon if you know how to wield it. Now, I want you to imagine two versions of yourself. One version never embraces pain. This version always chooses comfort. This version sleeps in instead of waking up early. This version scrolls through TikTok instead of reading, talks about wanting success instead of working for it, and constantly looks for shortcuts. That version will age, stagnate, and die, wondering why life didn't give them what they deserved. They will watch others achieve, and they will convince themselves it's unfair. But it's not unfair. It's the consequence of choosing comfort over struggle. But the second version of you is different. This version embraces pain. This version gets out of bed at 5 a.m. even when the body screams no. This version puts in work at the gym, at the office, in the study, and in life, even when it's uncomfortable. This version faces rejection, criticism, and failure head on, knowing that each one is a stepping stone towards something greater. This version understands that short-term pain builds long-term power. This version knows that life is earned in discomfort, not in ease. This version is unstoppable because they understand the law of reality. Nothing worthwhile comes easy. Every second you spend avoiding pain is a second your competition is using to get ahead. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you fall behind. Here's the harsh reality most people refuse to face. Comfort kills dreams. It kills ambition. It kills opportunity. And it does so quietly, invisibly, while you are convinced you are fine. You look around and say, I'm okay where I am. Life isn't that bad. But one day, you will look back and you will see the body of your wasted potential. You will see the opportunities you ignored, the risks you avoided, the hard work you postponed. And at that moment, comfort will feel like betrayal. Pain might have been hard, but at least it would have built something. Comfort built nothing. Let's talk about the battlefield of life. In reality, life is not fair. There are people with talent, people with money, people with connections. But here's the truth. None of that matters if you do not embrace pain. The person willing to endure the struggle, the setbacks, and the grind will always outperform the person who relies on comfort. It's not luck, it's not talent, it's raw, relentless effort in the face of difficulty. The world doesn't reward comfort. The world rewards action, resilience, and the courage to keep moving when everything inside you screams to stop. Pain is inevitable, but what you do with it defines you. Now, I know what you're thinking, but pain is hard. Comfort feels better. And yes, you are right. Pain is hard. Comfort feels good. But here's the difference. Comfort is temporary, shallow, and deceptive. Pain is temporary too, yes, but it lasts only for a moment before it transforms into growth, strength, and power. Comfort lasts forever, quietly building chains that hold you back for a lifetime. Pain is fleeting, but its reward is eternal. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary has embraced this truth. They've leaned into the discomfort, relished the struggle, and used pain as a tool to sculpt their destiny. Look at the people you admire, the icons of power, wealth, and influence. None of them became who they are by taking the easy route. None of them stayed in comfort. They faced criticism, failures, rejections, setbacks, and pain of every kind. They were laughed at, doubted, and underestimated, but they kept moving. They leaned into the pain. They embraced discomfort. And that's what made them great. That's what will make you great if you choose to take the same path. The key is to rewire your mind. Train yourself to see discomfort as opportunity. Train yourself to chase the hard path. Make a habit of doing the things you resist the most. Wake up early, train hard, study relentlessly, confront difficult conversations. Take risks, fail, and then fail again. Every single act of discomfort is a brick in the foundation of your power. Every time you push past pain, you reinforce the mindset that nothing can stop you. Eventually, pain becomes familiar, even welcome, and comfort becomes repulsive because it represents weakness, stagnation, and decay. And here's the secret. Most people will never understand pain is freedom. That's right. Pain frees you. Comfort enslaves you. When you embrace pain, you take control of your life. You take control of your mind. You refuse to be a victim of laziness, excuses, and temporary pleasure. You step into your own power. Pain teaches discipline, resilience, and focus. Pain reveals your true potential. Pain is a mirror showing you what you are capable of. Comfort is a prison that hides your true self from the world. This is why the phrase is so critical. Embrace pain, crush comfort. Say it, live it, breathe it. Let it guide your decisions every day. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline and action in the face of discomfort are permanent. Choose pain over ease, struggle over stagnation, action over inaction. Every time you choose the hard path, you grow stronger, smarter, and closer to the life others only dream about. Pain becomes your ally and comfort becomes your enemy. Remember, life will test you. It will throw challenges, setbacks, and obstacles in your way. It will tempt you to take the easy route. It will try to lull you into comfort with the illusion of safety. But if you embrace pain and crush comfort, you will rise above it all. You will become the version of yourself that dominates, that achieves, that leaves a legacy. You will become unstoppable. You will be the person people look at and say, how did they do it? And the answer is simple. They embraced the struggle, they endured the pain, and they refused to settle for comfort. So today, make the choice. Reject the lie that comfort is good. Seek out the pain that builds power. Step into the struggle that grows you. Fight through the resistance that life throws at you. And when you do, you will realize the truth that only a few ever understand. Pain is not your enemy, it is your gateway to greatness. Comfort is not your friend, it is your executioner. Choose wisely. Embrace pain, crush comfort, dominate your life. Discomfort builds unstoppable power. Let that sink in for a second. Everything you want in life, strength, wealth, respect, freedom, it comes at the cost of discomfort. The world does not reward the easy, the soft, the complacent. It rewards the ones who step into the fire while everyone else hides in the shadows. And the fire is always uncomfortable. Pain, struggle, challenges, they are not obstacles. They are the tools, the instruments, the stepping stones that forge power that cannot be taken away. You will never achieve greatness without discomfort. The moment you start chasing ease, the moment you choose comfort over growth, you give up your chance to dominate. Look around you. The average person is addicted to comfort. They wake up late, they scroll through social media, they binge watch shows, they complain about life but do nothing to change it. And what do they get? More of the same, more mediocrity, more excuses. They think they are safe, but comfort is a slow killer. It creeps in quietly, convincing you that the easy path is the correct one. It whispers lies. It's okay to relax today. You've done enough. Tomorrow will be better. And every time you listen, you are digging a hole for your future. Every time you choose comfort, you are choosing stagnation. And stagnation kills power. Discomfort, on the other hand, builds it. Discomfort forces you to confront your weaknesses. It forces you to push beyond limits. It forces your mind, your body, and your spirit to evolve. The people who achieve extraordinary results are not the ones who seek comfort. They are the ones who welcome the challenge. They get up before the world is awake. They train when it's painful. They study when it's boring. They endure rejection, failure, and setbacks because they know every moment of discomfort is a brick in the foundation of unstoppable power. Discomfort is not a punishment. It's an opportunity. Let's be real. Nothing worth having comes easy. Every billionaire, every champion, every successful person you admire has walked through fire. They have faced moments that felt unbearable. They have made sacrifices that most people are too weak to consider, and they succeeded because they embraced the discomfort. They didn't run from it. They didn't whine about it. They turned it into fuel. And that is exactly what you need to do if you want to rise above average. Here's the truth. The human brain hates discomfort. It is wired to seek ease. That's why most people fail. That's why most people never get anywhere. But the moment you override that instinct, when you push through the pain, when you take the hard path, when you refuse to settle, you build power that is unstoppable. Discomfort teaches discipline. Discomfort teaches resilience. Discomfort teaches focus. And focus, discipline, and resilience are the weapons that give you dominance in life. Think about the small choices in your life. Every time you skip the gym because it's too hard. Every time you avoid learning because it's inconvenient. Every time you procrastinate because comfort feels better. You are losing power. You are strengthening mediocrity inside yourself. But the moment you choose to embrace the hard choice, the moment you take on the challenge, you are building something permanent. Your strength, your endurance, your mindset, everything grows stronger. Discomfort is not just temporary pain, it is permanent transformation. Now imagine your ideal self. Picture the person you want to become. The version of you that commands respect, has financial freedom, physical power, and mental toughness. That person is not created by ease. That person is forged in discomfort. Every morning you wake up early, every time you push yourself past your limits, every time you endure criticism or failure without giving up, you are shaping that version of yourself. And let me tell you something, Ahad, the world doesn't care how hard it is. The world doesn't wait for you to feel ready. You either step into discomfort and claim your power, or you stay comfortable and watch life pass you by. Here's the brutal truth. Comfort is addictive, but it is a lie. It feels good in the moment, but it slowly robs you of your potential. You might think staying in your comfort zone is safe, but safety is an illusion. Life is a battlefield, and comfort leaves you defenseless. Every person who achieved greatness knows that the path to power is uncomfortable. They embrace struggle, endure pain, and confront challenges head on. That is why they dominate. That is why they leave legacies. And that is why you must do the same if you refuse to settle for mediocrity. Discomfort is also a mirror. It shows you your weaknesses, your fears, and your limits. Most people turn away, but the powerful face it. They analyze it. They use it to their advantage. Each moment of struggle becomes a lesson, a training session for life. They become stronger, not despite the pain, but because of it. And when you reach that stage, discomfort is no longer an enemy. It becomes your ally. It becomes the thing you seek because you know that each challenge conquered adds to your unstoppable power. Let's talk about failure. Discomfort and failure go hand in hand. The moment you step out of your comfort zone, the moment you chase the hard path, failure is inevitable. But here's the secret. Failure is not weakness. Avoiding discomfort is weakness. Failure is a teacher. Every time you fall, every time you're rejected, every time you experience difficulty, you gain knowledge, experience, and strength. You build resilience. You sharpen your mind. You expand your capacity to endure and overcome. Discomfort makes you unstoppable because it teaches you how to survive and thrive where others crumble. Look at the people who inspire you. Do you think they became who they are by doing what was easy? No. They embraced pain. They confronted discomfort daily. They endured criticism, setbacks, and exhaustion. They understood that short-term struggle leads to long-term power, and they succeeded because they refused to be soft, lazy, or complacent. That is the principle you must adopt. Seek out discomfort. Chase it. Welcome it. Make it your daily practice, because that is how you build unstoppable power. Discomfort is not just physical, it is mental, emotional, and social as well. Facing people who doubt you, confronting uncomfortable truths, taking responsibility for your life, learning skills that feel hard, working long hours without immediate reward. These are all forms of discomfort that create power. Every time you take on a challenge that most avoid, you are increasing your capacity for dominance. Every time you endure struggle, you are becoming more capable, more confident, and more unstoppable. Here's another reality. Life is full of pain, whether you want it or not. You can't avoid challenges. You can't escape difficulty. You can choose to embrace discomfort and use it as fuel, or you can choose comfort and be crushed by life when it demands more than you have. The choice is yours. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is inevitable. But growth and power are optional. Avai. Label only to those who lean into discomfort rather than running from it. So start today. Seek out the hard tasks. Push past your limits. Take on challenges that scare you. Learn the skills that feel difficult. Confront fears that make your heart race. Work harder than everyone else when it is inconvenient. Endure criticism without complaint. Fail and fail again and fail better. Every moment of discomfort builds you. Every struggle you survive adds to your power. Every challenge you conquer makes you unstoppable. Remember, ahad, comfort is a trap. It is a silent killer that robs you of your potential. Discomfort, on the other hand, is freedom. It is growth. It is power. The more you embrace it, the more unstoppable you become. The world doesn't owe you anything. Nobody is coming to save you. If you want wealth, strength, influence, and freedom, you have to take it. The only way to take it is to embrace pain, chase struggle, and make discomfort your daily ally. Discomfort builds unstoppable power. Say it, live it, breathe it. Make it your mantra, your lifestyle, your obsession. Do not shy away from hard work, difficult choices, or challenges that feel unbearable. Step into them, dominate them, and let them shape you into the version of yourself that refuses to be ordinary. That is how you win. That is how you conquer. That is how you become unstoppable. In the end, it all comes down to one choice, comfort or power. Comfort will feel good for a moment, but it will quietly kill your potential, your ambition, and your future. Discomfort, on the other hand, is your path to unstoppable power. Every challenge you face, every struggle you endure, every moment you push beyond what feels easy builds strength, resilience, and dominance. The world does not reward the soft. It rewards the bold, the relentless, the ones willing to embrace pain to achieve greatness. So make the decision today. Refuse to settle, refuse to be average, refuse to let comfort dictate your life. Seek discomfort. Conquer the hard path. Train your body, your mind, and your spirit to thrive where others crumble. When you do, you will become unstoppable. You will become powerful beyond measure, and you will create a life so extraordinary that comfort will never be a temptation again.